Welcome back, everyone, to an exciting episode of Kicking It with the Gab and Chooch.
I am Gab,
And I am Chooch, and we are
and we
finally
are
back.
finally back.
Dude, it felt like forever.
It did feel like forever. I almost forgot about the podcast tonight. It was like 8:30. I'm still throwing darts. I'm like, dude, the podcast is in an hour. Dinner's not ready yet. I'm like, all right, at 9 I'm going in. Come in at 9, eat dinner. I'm like, shoot, got to get back to it. Still a little late, but it's all right. We're back from international break. Couple things happen, couple good games. I think we'd like to start off talking about about England. Couple first-time caps to the senior team. You had Rico Lewis go up for Kyle Walker's injury, which Kyle Walker did return to Manchester City during that time, and then you had Mainu come in as well, and he did get a start in the second game. Got player of the match as well, so that's good. Even though England lost both games. Kind of scary. They are friendlies. I do think they played really well. I just think that they were lacking in defense on the counter. That's probably the biggest issue. But I mean, there's injuries right now. It's not necessarily the real deal, but still, you like to see those wins. Southgate questionable for me.
Always been.
Like they say every year, like who's stopping this England team, and then it's like Gareth Southgate.
Yep.
But yeah, that's England do have absolutely no excuse to lose the Euros, I'd say, unless Mbappe we know he will, but unless Mbappe just absolutely goes mental, there's absolutely no reason for them to not get there. They have the talent. Jude Bellingham on top of the world. Phil Foden on top of the world. Harry Kane having an unreal season still. He also did not play, though, due to injury, but he is back in full training for Bayern.
Just in time.
A couple injuries. Ollie Watkins did well. Rashford still. Oh, Tony did it all right, too. Did pretty good. Rashford
no Cole Palmer.
No Cole Palmer. It's all right. It's all right.
Said he picked something up the first game, and they didn't want to risk him in the second game. I'll take
it. Anthony Gordon got a call up as well. It's really good for him. That Scouse. He had John Stone's injury
again
just before as well. Yeah, in the international break again. So that's tough to see. And then we had a couple other injuries. We had Manuel Akanji got injured as well. Matthias Nunes got injured as well. So a couple big injuries going into a big weekend. But changing it up just a tad, going to Brazil. Endrick, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, 2 games, 2 goals. Popped collar and all. Absolute beast. I wouldn't say he was a beast, but he was in the right place at the right time for sure.
That's all you need.
Think about this. Madrid are going to have this guy next season. They're going to have Mbappe. Jude Bellingham's not even going to have the Jude Bellingham, man. If Endrick is being in the spots that he's being in now for Madrid, it's just going to be unreal. And we won't even have to necessarily know that Endrick is going to be an all-time player. He doesn't have to be. He's got Jude Bellingham, who's on top of the world right now, like we said. Mbappe, we know Mbappe, unreal. Vinny, I'm sure. I mean, they'll have Vinny or Rodrigo. Either way,
Brahim.
The
Jose
front
Lu looks like they're gonna sign him.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, right now, Endrick just has to be the Benzema to Bale and Ronaldo. Doesn't have to really do too much. Has time to settle into the team. One day maybe he'll take over the team, but he really doesn't have to come in and just be an absolute star player, which is really good We see it with Man City. They have a ton of players. These young guys don't necessarily always get in the team, but we see the quality when they do. Phil Foden's a great example. Kind of in and out of the team last couple seasons. This season, absolutely just starting to shine, when they absolutely needed him. Something similar to that. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. Huge shouts.
Yamal.
I'm going Lamine Yamal, yeah.
Insane.
He played absolutely insane. Dude is
Got a standing
developing
ovation
unreal.
at the Bernabeu, buddy. At
Standing
16
ovation
years.
at the Madrid home as a Barca player. That's pretty crazy. But he had quite a few dribbles over the break that were absolutely insane. He's been playing really, really well. 16 years old. At 16 years old. What year was that? That was sophomore year? No. For me, that was sophomore year.
That was sophomore year.
I had just gotten a car. I wasn't doing anything.
We were
Played
playing Madden Mobile.
football.
We had
Madden
just
Mobile.
quit football.
We had just quit football. Playing Madden Mobile. Going to school. Hating it. Yeah, I can't imagine playing for Spain's top tier team or United States top tier team. That's just quite unreal for sure. I was playing video games to the ends of the earth, 3 a.m. in the morning on a school night.
And
yeah.
at school.
Yeah. So quite unreal for him, but huge shout out to him for sure. Foden played unreal as well, I believe. I thought Bruno Fernandes played really good as well. But yeah, a couple good shouts. Let's take a look at the huge weekend coming up. It's going to be a big one.
Big games.
Easter Sunday coming up. Saturday, we will start with those games. Let's have a look. Ivan, what do you got?
First game up, Saturday morning, Newcastle, West Ham. I feel like this is such a good game to start off the weekend because we know that both of these teams are in and out of form. It's just a battle for, mid-table at this point. West Ham, still fighting for that Europa League spot. I don't know. I have him winning against Newcastle.
Yeah, it's a close one, but yeah, I could see that they're only separated by 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely West Ham are only 3 points behind United, so that's going to be a little bit of a race there for sure for fifth. Tottenham haven't been playing well, so United and West Ham could both have a chance to get into that fifth spot. Big game for sure. Newcastle, not so much. They don't really, necessarily have to win, but I'm sure they'd want to, regardless. Who doesn't want to win? But yeah, we'll see with that one. I think I'm gonna go West Ham, like a 2-1. That'd be a good one. Let's see. What do we got next?
Bournemouth, Everton. So, like I said, some more great games.
Big game.
2 teams
Huge game.
Fighting. They're fighting for their lives, buddy.
Everton currently sitting at 25 points in 16th place. Bournemouth at 35. Now, Bournemouth could have a chance to come to put themselves in the safe zone.
Yeah.
I think Fulham right now are in the safe zone, just 3 points above them. I think Bournemouth get one win, they're out. There's no way they could. But Everton beats Bournemouth here. Bournemouth have a big game coming up the next week also. Could be very, very dangerous for them. And Everton are in a must-win game as well. They've got a couple big weeks coming up as well. And then there's another couple meaningful games this week that could impact that for sure. The next one's Chelsea-Burnley. Not really too much. Burnley are still fighting for their lives. It could happen. I doubt it's going to happen.
It couldn't, but
it could happen. It would be truly a miracle, I believe, for them to come up. Yeah, they would have to win out. Not even necessarily that. I think you have to win 2 games. Let's see. If they get 6 points, they'd be at 23 points, and Luton are currently at 22. So not necessarily they have to win out, but couple crazy things have to happen, which Luton and Forest, Forest I think have the better schedule, but Luton, if they manage to go on an absolute fold, could happen. But yeah, and then the next game though, Forest Palace. Now that's the one. That's one of the ones of the week to watch. Forest versus Palace. Forest sitting in 18th, 1 point below Luton. Palace sitting at 29 points. Just 3 above Brentford, who also have a big game this week. It's truly, we could see a jump from Brentford over Palace.
Possibly, yeah.
We could see that's really where it's coming down to. Palace are in a danger zone right now. The Bournemouth game is huge to see. If Bournemouth get added into that mix. But yeah, it's really big, really really big. I think for Forest Palace, I'm actually gonna go Forest. I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna win. But
Yeah,
Palace always tough.
Palace is tough. Been out of form. But you know what? Well, I'm gonna go Palace win, just because Forest are in the rough, buddy. They are fighting their demons, and they are gonna lose.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I'm gonna see Gahey.
I
No,
think no,
we're
he's still
still,
out.
yeah, still out. Olise is back. Or no, Eze is back. Or
I
is it
think yeah.
Olise is back?
No, it's
Let's
been
see.
Ezzy's been playing.
Oh yeah, Eze is the one that's been playing. Olise apparently is supposed to be. What's today? The 14th. Apparently he was evaluated the 14th, and they're not entirely sure when he'll be back. End of March or early April. So that's pretty soon here, but we'll see what happens. He's definitely going to be out this week. And then let's see. So that's big for them as well. But Eze, as long as Eze's been playing, he's been playing well. As long as he shows up, he has the chance to save him. Next game. Let's see.
Sheffield Fulham.
Sheffield Fulham. Sheffield absolutely had to win out. they're only one game behind Burnley, but still, yeah. They had to win 4 out of 5. I think there's left 5. They had to almost win out and then have a couple things happen. But I don't think they're gonna win this game. Not against Fulham.
Nobody, man. You want to give them, a glimmer of hope, glimmer of chance, but it's just it's done for you. It's done for Sheffield. You're getting relegated, mate. Play your youngsters that are gonna probably stick around because you're selling everybody else.
Yeah. It would be quite the story if they could find a way to stay in, them and Burnley. But I don't think that Fulham are unbeatable. It just depends what Fulham you get this week. Sometimes, we've seen them beat Tottenham. We've seen them, they believe they beat West Ham as well. They beat Chelsea. They beat Newcastle, I think. They've been
if we get that Red Hot Munoz that we've been seeing, buddy, it's over. He's been insane.
Yeah. It's unreal. And then Luton versus Tottenham is the next one. Another big game. Tottenham haven't been great, but Luton, Luton just have the heart, man. I just want to see them stay for that. I think if they get another year, they get a couple players with the players they got now, it's just crazy to see.
They play a good press. They play as a unit. We've seen it time and time again that once they get players to commit, we've seen them that they can score goals. They score a lot of goals.
They do. Absolutely. It's just the defense. That's the biggest thing.
You can't outscore all those goals.
But they still do have a better goal differential than, well, not too many actually. But they're close.
It went down as of recent. Yeah, it's bad now. -18.
The crazy one for me is probably Newcastle. Newcastle are in 10th and have 11 plus goal differential, which is quite up there. That'd be like if it was based on, if rankings are based on just goal differential, Newcastle would be sitting in sixth.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Going back to Aston Villa Wolves. I don't know. What do you think?
This one is a good game just because I feel like Villa has been,
It's
a
Villa
little bit.
home, by the way.
Yeah, but they've already lost two at home. The one sacred home ground is not so sacred anymore. Um, I think they'll win, but I think they'll struggle. I think Wolves will give them a tough game.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins, you should be riding off that high of playing for England. Um, Obviously, I don't think he's gonna start because Harry Kane, but still, you want to at least so he can win that number 2 spot ahead of Tony.
Yeah.
Like this is like you gotta play these games out. You gotta. I think like I said, they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna struggle. Wolves have been a very decent team this year. Um, they did lose to Coventry in the FA Cup. But if you look at some of the other results, that they beat Tottenham, they beat Chelsea, they almost beat Man United. They give these teams tough games.
I think that we chose Wolves to go down. I think both of
I
us
did,
did at the
I
beginning
did.
of the season.
I will
I
not
think
lie.
Sheffield and Burnley were also there, but I think Wolves, Bournemouth were like a couple of shouts that we had.
Yeah, I think I had Wolves just because what happened the year before, and they almost went down. And I thought, you know what, buddy, it's time to go.
Yeah.
I
And
was
it
like,
was
I
like
had
right
enough.
as the season started, they changed everything.
They changed their
Coaches, like,
managers. Like they're
yeah,
constantly changing managers. I'm like, dude, like this is not a good
yeah.
sign. Like it's time.
Pedro Neto shined. Matías Nunes helped them at the start of the season too. Played really well, got the transfer. Pedro Neto's looking to get the transfer. But they got some dogs on that team for sure. That's probably what kept them in it. Let's see. Next one we got Brentford Man United. Another big game for the
Big
bottom of the
game.
table. Brentford at 26 points, one above Everton, four above Luton, one game behind Palace. Not really, Man United should expect a win here,
Yeah.
but also Tottenham for them should expect a win, so they're still in that race. And then West Ham versus Newcastle, that's a tough one. So those are all implications of each other. Tottenham, United, West Ham, all games that matter to those three. And then just about everyone they play, it matters to as well, except Newcastle, I'd say. Let's see. And that's the final game of the Saturday.
Yeah. That's a late kickoff
Uh,
too. That game's out. Well, it looks like it's 1 o'clock our time.
yeah, it is 1 o'clock. That is pretty late.
Really late.
That's quite
Maybe because of time
interesting.
change.
Could be, yeah. That's at Brentford as well. And then going to Sunday, the biggest game.
Biggest game.
Well, there's Liverpool Brighton, which I feel like that's pretty fair. They both play on the same day. City are probably going to get at the stadium early, maybe watch the game. I don't know. I don't really necessarily know. They probably won't watch too much of the game. It's pretty close in time, but City are home. Arsenal are away. Big game. Game of the season. Liverpool City was the game of the season, but because of the result, this makes this one even bigger.
Bigger, buddy.
Even
This is like the
bigger.
holy grail of the Prem, buddy. The creme de la creme.
Arsenal 64 points. Liverpool 64 points. Only beating Liverpool on goal differential. Manchester City at 63 points with the lower goal differential than the rest of the other two. But a win here takes them top. Liverpool could go top. It just depends, and then it'll ride out the end of the season what they can do versus the other teams. But definitely City, I mean, they need the win here. City need the win to. I feel like a draw wouldn't. A draw still, they're still in it. It's just you're leaving it in other people's hands.
Yeah.
To me, the result last week kind of already left it in people's hands. But a win here, you need for sure to have a little bit more safety. I feel comfortable going, 2 points above Arsenal and 1 point behind Liverpool than just a 1 point behind both with the worst goal differential. Just tough, but we'll see. Absolutely huge game. Kyle Walker missed practice or missed training. John Stones missed training. So big pieces that we've been using as of recently. Ruben Diaz should be stepping back into his role that, he kind of was left out of a couple games. Akanji did practice. Matthias Nunes did train as well. Ederson trained. I think we're going to get Stefan Ortega Moreno, though, I believe, from what I'm reading. So that'll be definitely a weirder one. I want to see. I mean, if Kyle Walker's not going to start, which I don't think he is, John Stones is not going to start. I don't
Rico
believe.
Lewis?
I don't know. Not in this big of a game. I'm gonna go Ake, Ruben Diaz, Akanji, back three.
Back three.
I'm gonna go Rodri, CDM. I think he really would go. I think he really would go Rico Lewis, CDM as well, or
Yeah, no.
Kovacic.
I feel like
Or
Rico Lewis would
Kovacic.
be a good, good right there on the pivot with Rodri.
Or he just might do what he did last time and go Julian Alvarez, but I don't know. I didn't think that was the best thing last time just because Liverpool are so offensive and Arsenal are so offensive. Maybe you just want that extra defense. So I think me personally, I'd go Rico Lewis and Rodri as the CDMs. So you got those five basically defenders.
Mm-hmm.
And then we said Stefan Ortega already. So Holland obviously up top. Then you got I'm going to go Foden. Grealish is back and fit, I believe. But I'm going to go Foden, Bernardo, De Bruyne.
You could go Doku Alvarez.
I think I would go Doku. Because
Ben
White's quick, but Doku could cause Ben White some
Doku will
problems.
freaking torch him, and that's what you want.
Yeah, Oscar Bob played really good over the international break as well. I forgot to mention that. Dude played unreal. Starting to look better, starting to get his time. I mean, Norway don't really have anyone outside of Holland and Odegaard, so him showing up is pretty well.
And you're telling me they're not in the Euros? Tragic.
Yeah, they're not. It is sad.
Even Ukraine's in it, buddy.
Yeah, that just goes to show you, man. But yeah, I mean, that'll be a big game. We'll come back to that here in a little bit. But I'm gonna take a look at the table. We did 1, 2, 3 already. Villa are just in that fourth spot next to Tottenham and United. Dropping all the way down, you got Sheffield, Burnley, and Forest in the relegation. Luton, Everton, Brentford, and Palace all staring down the relegation barrel as well. But more so Luton and Everton and Brentford than Palace. But still really close. Only a 5-point gap between 18th and 15th. That's 2.5 games, basically. So we'll see there. Everyone middle of the table, quite meaningless at this point. Pochettino's still fighting for his job. Ten Hag is still fighting for his job. Poor guy.
We will get a Europa Conference League. I believe.
European football, that's all that matters, mate. But with the new format, yeah, there's a lot more spots.
Yeah.
And
Conference League, buddy.
then
I'll take it.
let's look at the Golden Boot race just real quick. Holland sitting up there with 18. Ollie Watkins and Mo Salah trail with 16 and 15. Solanke's up there as well with 15. Bowen with 14. Heung-min Son, 14. Saka at 13. Isak, 12. Palmer and Foden both with 11. Assists, Pascal Gross, 10. Trippier, 10. Ollie Watkins, 10. Ollie Watkins being tied for first in assists and second in goals it's slept on. It's slept on. There was all this Darwin Núñez talk, but I don't see him on either of these lists.
Nope, I don't.
Pedro Neto also, there's a two-way tie for fourth. Pedro Neto, Mo Salah, Julian Alvarez. There's like a 5-6 way tie between sixth with Leon Bailey, Cole Palmer, Saka, Son, Foden, Cole Palmer.
Cole Palmer, buddy, he's up there.
And David Raya leads the league in clean sheets right now. So we will see for sure. Let's go to. We're gonna cap or preview the Tuesday games just because by the time our next episode will come out, the games will have already started. So we're going Tuesday, April 2nd. Kind of hard to talk about them, but I mean, they're still really big games. Newcastle versus Everton, huge game for the bottom of the table. Forest versus Fulham, huge game for the bottom of the table. Bournemouth, Palace, even bigger game. That game,
mid. Nah.
Depending what happens this week, they could both be safe by next week, I'd say. Or one of them has a chance to send the other to a really, really bad spot. Or if they both lose this week and then draw next week, really bad as well for both of them. Burnley Wolves, I think that's a winnable game from Burnley. They just need to back against the wall, score a goal, and then dig in. That's all you can do for them. And then West Ham Tottenham, that's another big game, for that fifth spot. Tottenham were leading the title race. Looked like they weren't going to be caught, but what do they always do? They bottled it.
Bottlers.
So yeah, quite unreal.
Bottler?
They did have a chance as of, I'd say, like 3-4 weeks ago, but they had a couple losses, a couple draws. Not so good looks from them. But yeah. And then we'll talk about the Wednesday games next episode. Let's see real quick.
Let's do our combined 11 for Sunday's big Eastern match.
Combined 11. So keeper, just because, in my opinion, just because it's Stefan Ortega. Trust me, I think Stefan Ortega is fucking good. But the rest of the world's going to call me crazy if I choose him for my starting 11. So I'm going to fucking go David Raya. But I believe in Stefan Ortega. I don't know if you've never seen it. Look up the Stefan Ortega video. He's outside the club with his mates. And they're just saying, City, City, City. And he's just smiling. I'm like, what a great guy. I would choose Ramsdale. If he was starting, I would choose Ramsdale because I love that man. Send him to Chelsea, mate.
All right. What do we want to do? A 4-3? Like a 4-3?
Yeah. We'll do 4-3-3.
All right.
Let's start with left back.
Is there even a question?
Who you got?
Akanji.
Yeah, Akanji. I'm going to say Nathan Ake. Just because he's been stellar.
All right, cool.
But center back, I'm going to go Akanji for one of the center backs, my first center back. Or you know what? No. I'm sorry. I'm going to go Ruben Diaz for my first center back. Just because, and I hate that I'm going to say it, but Saliba is up there, buddy. He's up there. He would be my second center back. Right back, giving that Kyle Walker is
He's
not,
injured.
going
Has
to
to
be
be Ben White.
playing most
I feel,
likely. Yeah, I'm gonna go Ben White.
and I think he's overrated.
I
I
don't
don't
think
get the
he's
hype.
over. I don't think he's overrated, but
He is, I
I
don't get the
think
hype.
Kyle
I'm not buying
Walker
the
over
hype.
him for sure. Going into the midfield,
Rodri, KDB, Odegaard. I think
that's crazy. The ghost of Odegaard, crazy.
I don't like the
Rodri for
guy.
sure. Rodri for sure.
KDB for
KDB
sure.
for sure.
Maybe Rice. I'm gonna do Rice.
I think, yeah, Declan Rice. Even Bernardo Silva gets a huge shout for me though. Like
Yeah, he's been
Bernardo
stellar.
Silva gets an shout. And top three. I'm gonna go Foden, Saka, Holland.
I like it.
Saka's unreal. The
Yeah,
hate, oh my god, this weekend on Twitter, it's gonna be unreal. No matter who wins, no matter who loses, they're gonna trash Foden. They're gonna trash Saka. They're gonna
I will
say
be
my
there to
star boy
trash
this, my
Arsenal.
star boy that.
I will find a
No.
way to trash them.
I will find a way.
I will
Yeah,
find a
that's
way
my
to put them down.
that's the combined 11 for sure for me and Chooch. There's a lot of good shouts that are missing there. I just hope, man, it's just tough. I mean, we're supposed to be built for it, yeah. This by far, I think, has been the toughest season of the last couple of years. Just injuries, our goals haven't been well this season. We've had record goals the last couple of years, every season. So
Pep's heart's not in it.
no, his heart's in it. His heart's in it.
I don't know if you saw that that clip of Declan Rice talking about when he was talking with John Stones over the international break.
Oh yeah.
He was like,
It's like I didn't even know we played you guys
he's like,
this season.
yeah, he was, dude, like, just the mentality, you know, uh, is just different, I
That's what
get where
happens
John
when you've
Stones,
won
yeah,
everything.
John Stones, he's taking it one game at a time. I like that. Declan Rice, you eager bastard, you will lose.
That's funny. That's crazy. But yeah, I think
It shows the signs of the maturity, acting like you've been there.
that's real. That's real. Yeah, that's strong. In a way, I did think it was strong, and then in a way, I was like, I don't know. But
Yeah, it all depends on how you see it.
it all depends how you see it for sure.
Obviously Declan Rice coming from nowhere, he hasn't won anything. What does he know? Obviously, he's gonna think about these games because that's all he's got.
Yeah, but I mean, like, remember we mentioned we've been saying every time we bring up the Champions League, we've been saying for Arsenal, the biggest prize is the Premier League. No matter if they make it to the Champions League final, I think they prefer to win the Premier League
Yeah,
over
Saka
anything.
said it himself.
Saka said it on the interview with Thierry Henry after their last Champions League game. So, I mean, we know this is their biggest game of their lives. Man City, I mean, we've been there, we've done that. Maybe necessarily not everyone's as hungry as they should be. But I mean, same time, it's just so difficult. Like, I do see where everyone's coming from, but I don't know. I want it. I want it. Put me out there. I'll go crazy, but no, it really is. I hope these guys come out. I hope they play. I know Holland wants it. I know Foden wants it. Bernardo, I'm sure wants it. Freaking Grealish, if he gets a chance to play, he'll want it. These younger guys, yeah, hopefully it goes pretty well for us. We'll see. Hopefully John Stones and Kyle Walker will at least be able to make a bench appearance. We will see, but I'm not sure. And then, hopefully I'm going City. I'm going City 3-2.
I'm only going City because I despise Arsenal in every way. And Chelsea's gonna win against Burnley. We're dogging Burnley.
I hope to God you guys do, because
And
it's
Fofana
gonna
can't
be
play
bad.
because of loan rules.
Oh yeah,
Ah!
yeah,
We knew what we were doing.
yeah. That's funny. But yeah, that's it. Till
That's it.
next episode, we'll have
Monday
recap.
night.
We'll have preview. And yeah, it'll be Monday night. We'll preview, and then there's a lot of action coming up. We got weekday games next week, and
Champions League is
then
right around the
weekend
corner.
games.
It's
Yeah,
right
and
around the
then
corner, buddy.
Champions League. Again, it's quite unreal. We go, let's see, what are we in? Or March? Yeah, so Easter weekend. Then we got games this April 2nd, April 3rd, April 4th. Then we got games again April 6th, April 7th. Then games again April 13th, April 14th, 15th. Yeah, it's just absolutely right in it. There's going
Champions
to be
League
so much
sprinkled in
action.
between that.
Yeah, there's games almost every weekday the entire month of April.
No more international football
Yeah,
until the
no more
summer.
international break.
We are done with that, buddy. This is the best time to be a
No
fan
more
of.
injuries could happen. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Nervous for sure. We should get the win. Hopefully. Shouts to Luke Littler. First Premier League night win tonight. Well, yeah, tonight. It's daytime for us, but nighttime, and they were in Belfast, I believe. Yeah, first win. Darts in it.
In
it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Always helps to share for sure. That's the biggest one. And subscribing. We're at 160 subs right now. Just looking to get to 200, man.
200.
Just looking to get 200. 100 at a time. That'll do it. For us, anyways. We'll try to, blow up when we can blow up. Hopefully it's soon, but I doubt it. But please, God, please. Soon. Make it soon. But yeah, pretty good day for us. Should be a good weekend for us. Even if all the teams lose, I mean, Easter Sunday, shouts if you're religious. If you're not, other religions, we respect all religions for sure. So shouts to, whatever you guys got going on, but should be a good weekend in general.
Shout out to the brothers celebrating Ramadan.
Yeah, Ramadan for sure. But yeah, thank you guys. Tune in next Monday. Or no, it's not Tuesday.
Tuesday. I'm picking it.
With Cab and Chooch.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.